Hi. All right. Well, welcome to another episode of Coloring with Lisa. This is the Hummingbirds from Johanna Bashford's coloring book, The Magical Jungle. So let's start with some processed red. And I'm going to do this in pieces, so you don't have to watch me color the whole thing, but I'll show you how I'm going to do it here. This is the processed red, which is PC 994. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color in lightly around the flower area, this middle flower here. Okay. And I just use light strokes and go in different directions, circles, little teeny circles, so that you don't see the actual pencil direction. So it gives a nice even color. See that? It's just a nice even color. I'll scroll in a little bit for you. So you see that? Just a nice even color. Sorry about that. I'm kind of getting used to my new camera. So maybe I'll just keep it in this way. This is at the zoom level, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to go and just go around, continue all the way around this flower here in the same way. Just like that. Okay, and you continue going around the flower. Alright, so we're back, and what I did is I went all around the beautiful picture here with the processed red. Okay, just a nice little, just a couple little selected areas. Alright, now what we're going to do is I want to concentrate on this area here, and I'm going to use this canary yellow. This is PC 916, the canary yellow. And then what I want to do is we're going to start putting it around the leaf here. And you can see as it's overlapping the areas where I have the other color, it complements it and actually brings the color out a little bit. Because yellow and red do make an orange, and this is like a purpley red. I don't even know why they call it processed red, because it's not really a red. I don't know, I think it's more of a purple. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this canary yellow and just go all around this leaf and then around a couple of the selected areas. Alright, so now I finished putting in the yellows here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this, the hot pink, which is PC 993, and then I'm going to begin to go around into the depths where I want the shadows and make it a little bit darker around all these areas where I have the processed red. So I'm going to start just kind of giving it a little bit more definition, and I'm just going to start by doing it like right in here. Okay, and I'm just going to start darkening the area to give it a lot more, impact and shades and variations of colors. This is a really pretty pink. Reminds me of really pretty lipstick. Alright, so just going around here, darkening these areas a little bit, adding depth and adding more layers. This is actually called layering. So I'm just going around like this. I do it kind of lightly, but I just keep going over it, and maybe a little bit more pressure in here, these areas where you want it, that depth to really sink in. That's how you create a really nice look, is the graduations of color between the lights and then the adding darks against the lights makes it really pretty. See, it's already starting to just, you know, darken up. So I'm just going to go through here and continue to add a little bit more depth to these areas here where I already have the processed red. So I'm just going to continue to layer all of these areas. Alright, so I'm back here. So we got all the pink going outside like a nice soft little glow, right? Right around the edges, real lightly, blended out lightly, darker in the, a little darker in the, you know, shadow areas here. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're going to accentuate this middle flower right here. So we need to use the, grab the canary yellow, and the canary yellow is the one that we used before. And what I'm going to do now is, remember how the red and the orange, although this one here will make a yellow and a red will make like an orange. So we're going to just go back through here and just accentuate these areas in here to make them, because now it's going over the hot pink. Before it went over that processed red. So now we're going to go over the hot pink just to really give it a little bit more of a definition. So I'm going to go around like this, around the whole beautiful flower, like that. Just keep going around. I'm using kind of a heavy pressure, actually, a little bit. Not you know, it's not really heavy, but not really light either. Just so, but it's a little bit heavier, just because there's already so much pigment on the paper that in order to see it, the colors blend. This is basically like using a blending tool, only we're using yellow as a blending tool. And I'll also be putting some white in here in a little bit. So I'm just going to continue going around the edges. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I grabbed the white, and I'm basically going to go over this whole area with everything to instead of a blending pencil, I'm going to use the white. So I'm just going to continue this process just like this, and you can see how nicely it's softening here. Let me see if I could get in a little bit here. There we go. So we'll just blend it like so. So see how that softens it up? It really adds such a nice, pretty glow to that, and blends it nicely without having to use a blending tool. So I'm just going to go through and do this whole process throughout the piece, including around the edges, you know, in the pink areas. See that? How it just really, really blends it so nicely. Blend it up into here. Blend this area in. And then just continue blending. Blend, blend, and soften, soften, soften. When you get to the edges here, just kind of like a circular motion out and forward. You're bringing the pigment out so that there's really no harsh lines. Just like a nice feather effect. Alright, so all done with the white, blending everything in nicely. Now what we need to do is really start to add the depth and the really striking effect. And to do that, we have to add in some darks. So I'm going to use the magenta here, and I'm going to start going into these areas here and darken up these areas. So let's get a little closer so you can see what Mama's doing over here. All right. Everyone calls me Mama Lisa, so I guess I let that one slip for you. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to simply just take the shading, and to create that the feeling of just depth and richness to it, just start darkening. You can already see here how pretty it is, and just only in the edges though, you know, and then lightly just fade it out towards the middle. So you just want to keep it darker in the crevices area. And I'm just going to continue this process through the whole piece. Hi, all right, back again here. I want to show you how to do, well, how I do it. Not show you, but show you how I do. All right, so we are back. I am going to now, as you can see here, everything is just coming along pretty nice on this beautiful little piece. What I did was I practiced a little bit on this leaf to see if I liked it, which I do. So I'm going to show you here how I did that. All right. First of all, this is kind of how I start. I grab a blank piece of paper, and I will just take a color. For example, I tried this one here, and I will just put it down. This one is the Canary Yellow, PC916. And then what I do is I want to see how the colors blend together. So I will take this lime pill, I think, so throw in some lime pill down here and see if that blends. And so that blends really nicely. So I say, all right, to myself, that looks okay. Then I think, all right, what else do I need to add some vibrancy? So then I grabbed this apple green. Now throw some apple green in here for some colors, and I say, yeah, all right, that brightens it up, makes a nice, pretty little leaf color, right? But then I know I need some of that darker look. So I'm going to grab this Prussian green and put the Prussian green down here, and then I say, all right, yeah, see, that's a nice, that is a nice dark, because you got to go from dark to medium to light. And that works. But then I thought, when I was practicing on that one up there, I wanted to add a little bit of a tone, like a bluish kind of a feel, just a little bit, not much. But so I grabbed this peacock green, and that seems to work. So I will show you here how I do these little guys. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I start with the yellow, the canary yellow, the lightest color first, and I just go in. Okay, so now I'm going to show you here how I color in these leaves right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking the yellow, okay, and I put this yellow here, which is the Canary Yellow, PC919. And I'm going to see if I can get a little closer here. Okay, sorry, I didn't have everything set up. Okay, so we got the PC919 in there, like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take another color, and we're going to throw in some of this lime green, lime peel, which is PC1005. And then I just throw it in here, throw it in and apply it. And later on I'm going to show you, I don't know if you have been watching the entire time, but how to do all this. The final shadings are going to be with eyeshadow and lip liner and things that you'd never think of, baby oil, things that you'd never think of that work to really change the look of this picture when it's done. But you got to start it off like this first. You can't just put the eyeshadow in before. That's the last step, because otherwise it smears when you're putting your hand all over it. Alright, so now I'm just adding the lime peel, going a little bit darker at the tips, at the ends. I want the light to be in the middle like that, and then I want the tips to be darker. So there we go, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to throw in here some of this. I'm going to apply some of the apple green PC 912 and put that in at the top. This brightens it up quite a bit. And this I'm actually going to pull down on top of the yellow on some of these, because I don't want every single one of these little areas to be exactly the same. I want them to vary a little bit. Some lighter, some darker. So I'll just do every other one. Then I'm going to put this one here, which is the Prussian green, and I'm going to apply this right here to give it that shady look. Okay. Do that the same here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go over that a little bit, just so it's a little bit more blendier. Then I want it to be a little bit more vibrant and give it a little teeny bit of a bluish type of a hue. So I want to put in some peacock green after this. I think that'll be good. So put the peacock green in here. There we go. This is the Prussian green though. So still using the Prussian green to get the little shading areas going. So we got that going. Now I'm going to throw in some of this here. This is peacock green, PC 907. PC 907, and I'm gonna. This really gives it a nice. I think it gives it a nice color. It just adds a really nice shade to it and changes it up a little bit. You can see too that I'm going in the direction of the way that these veins are going, because I want to keep that look, to make it look more like a leaf. You don't want to go sideways, because then it won't look like it's bending. Okay, now I'm going to add some burnt or dark umber, PC 947, on the edges here to further just really define them. So I'm going to go darker in here. Okay, that looks great. And then down in here and give this one its okay. Good. And you just take your time and work the pigment into the paper so that it looks good and natural. Okay. And then when you start getting some of this dust and the wax build up, I just take my handy dandy makeup brush and I brush my work off. If you use your hand, it'll smear sometimes into your paper and ruin your beautiful artwork that you're doing, so that would suck. So I've done that, believe me. That's why I discovered the makeup brush. Well, plus, I use eyeshadows and all kinds of crazy things in my artwork, so I have a lot of different brushes. Alright, so there we go. Just get the edges like that. Deepen that one a little. And you just play around with it until you are happy with the look of it. And that's how you do these leaves. And there's a lot of leaves in this picture, so I'm gonna probably change them up. I don't want them all to be the same. So when I do that, I will show you what I decided to pick for colors and stuff. Alright, so now I think to blend this out, I'm going to take the yellow and just blend it out. Blend it with the yellow instead of the white, because I think the white would just dull it too much, and I don't really want it dull. Sometimes dull is good, but not in this case. Alright, so there you go. And there you have it. And now I'm going to do this side over here, and then I'm going to do this little patch of leaves over here. And then when I'm done doing the leaves, I'm going to do all the leaves first. And I don't know how you work, but I'm going to do all the leaves that I want with these colors. It's already out. I'll do them all next, and then if I change up a leaf, like I'll probably change up the color of this one maybe, or whatever, then I'll do another set of leaves using those colors that I pulled out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the leaves that I want using this exact technique, so you're not missing anything. I'm just going to turn it off and finish them up, and then when I pick another color, I will be back. See you in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to do a different type of a color in here. And the way I'm going to do this one is similar to how this one looks down here with the, it's more of like a olivey type of a color. Not quite as bright as these. As a matter of fact, this is looking a little bit bright to me. So I'm going to take this, this color I'm using now is PC 942, yellow ochre, or ochre, or yellow ochre, whatever. I'm gonna just tone that yellow down just a bit. Because after I took a little break and came back to it, I realized it's just a little bit too bright. Which is great about these things, you can always tone it down. You can do that with my kids. Okay, now the way the colors I used to get this would be, let's first base coat the little bit where we want the light with that same yellow ochre in here. Okay, and then do the same thing on this side. Okay. All right. There we go. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to take a, here, let me see if I can get a little closer for you here. Just a little bit. Okay. What I want to do now is take, the color I used was that same lime peel green. So I'm going to put that in here. Lime peel green in here. Okay. Let's put a little bit of that in there. I think that, yeah, the yellow ochre seems to work a little bit better. It's not quite so bright for the yellow that I was just using. Okay. All right. Now, what we want to do here is I want to use a Prussian green, which is PC 109, and I'm going to put this on the edges. to get a nice little look. Going again with the grain of the leaf of the veins, you know, so that in case some of it, because sometimes you have one line maybe that might be a little darker, and so that gives you a really nice look and a nice texture for your little leafy. Okay, now we just continue up here. I'm pressing pretty light actually. Going over the yellow a little bit here. Yeah. The yellow gives it a really nice kind of an undertone, I think. But like I say, I think that other one a little bit bright, so I switched it up. Could even throw a little orange in here, really. You know, and with the leaves you can do that, you know, because you don't maybe want every single one exactly the same color scheme, you know, so maybe on a couple throw that orange in that we were using before. Or, well, it was actually the processed red with the canary yellow over the top. But you can also just use an orange from your palette. Okay, now, so that's getting nicer little shades here. If we want it darker, which I think I do, I'm going to start putting a little bit more pressure here and give it some love. It needs some love. Well, this one doesn't have any of those little veins drawn in. I could have drew them in, but for this video, I didn't want to. Alright, so we're... And anyways, I don't want them exactly all the same, so if I drew them in, then there'd be no difference in the leaves, right? So having one like that is pretty cool. That's why she's a great artist. Johanna Bashford. Her books are awesome, like so awesome. Okay. I love looking at all the pictures too, the gallery of all the other artists and their different color schemes that they come up with. I get lots of ideas. Alright, so now, there. Now I'm going to take, which one is this? This is, say, that peacock green. I think I'm going to put a little of that peacock green in here. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just a little bit. Just a little bit to add some flavor. A little bit of a blue. It's not really even blue, it's just peacock green. Okay, alright, there we go. Looking good. Alright, I really think it should be darker towards the bottom here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of those highlights here, and I'm actually going to darken it up a bit down here. Alright, there. That's looking better. Yeah, it's got a little bit of depth to it. I think we'll add a little bit more in the bottom, down in here. A little bit. You just play with it until you like the look of it. I think I'll take that yellow ochre again and then use that to blend it in. Just to smooth it down, blend it in, give it a little bit more of that tone. I think I'll go up that middle with that too. Alright, actually I should go down the middle with that too, like that. That looks good. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another color. Instead of the dark umber, I'm going to use, it's PC 1099, and this color is called Espresso. And I'm going to use this. It's kind of got an olivey brown tone in a way towards it, so I thought maybe that would be a good choice. So I'm just going to do the edges and give it some of the real depth now with this. I'm going to add some little broken leaf. There goes my dog. I think FedEx is delivering me. Maybe my new pencils came. Alright, so go like this. And just throw in or apply. I shouldn't say throw in, right? Right there. Yeah, see it added a real pretty shade to it. So I like it. Like it, like it, like it. Alright. So there we go. Looking good. Okay. So oh, good, right? Okay. So now I think we're gonna do some of this yellow ochre again on the edges of this here. Yeah, that looks good, huh? Throw some yellow ochre there, a little bit more there. You can even grab some of this apple green or lime pill, just dab it in a couple spots. There. Looks really good. Okay, so now I'm just going to keep adding more leaves, doing the same thing throughout, just varying a little bit. Again, if I decide, if I come across anything where I'm going to do a different color, I'll turn the camera back on, but I will be back after I get the leaves done. But let me give you a far view of how it looks so far. Well, there's a little close-up since I got one. All right, so that is how it's coming along so far. It's going to look so different when it's done, because what I have in mind, it's once I get the eyeshadows in, it's going to be pretty vibrant. So, all right, thank you, and I'm going to go color this in and get a little beverage, and I will be back. Hi, all right, so now I just did a couple leaves using all the same colors, if you want to get here and just see. So, you know, just same thing, I just played around with all the same colors that we were using, just blended them in exactly the way I just showed you. Now I want to add a different color in this scheme of life here, and we're going to work on these. I'm just trying to give you different ideas of ways that you could color leaves, you know. Because sometimes, you know, there's a lot of leaves in some of these coloring books and you don't know what kind of colors combinations to pick. So I tried this one and I thought this one was going to be alright. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I am going to go in first of all so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to, let's put in a light, oh, what color am I using? Duh. It is PC1023. This is cloud blue. It's just a really, really nice light blue. So I'm going to really lightly just put it in here so that it has a nice base of really nice color, right? So we got some nice blue in here. It's going to be like kind of bluish green kind of leaves. Alright, I'll do this. And we're going to do this whole thing. So it's just really, really light. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know if you can see it on there. I think you can, but it's just really light. But that's what we want. We want a nice light base. Then I'm going to take this here, which is my non-photo blue, PC919. I use this all the time. I love this color. And I'm just going to start by really light hand, because I want these to be really pretty delicate leaves. Just a really, really light hand, and then I'm just not even really pushing hard, like at all in here. I'm just adding extra color in there, the extra pigment in this little, where it's darker. And that's it. See how it's starting to get darker in there? But I did it without pressing hard. Just did it really light. All right. And we want our leaves to kind of have some highlights, so I'm going to leave some of the areas white, but not down here though, because this is where our shadows are, because the leaves are touching, right? So now if I want to get it darker, you can always get it darker just by just playing around with your pressure and how much you can just keep working it in. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I think we're going to go up this little vein right here. I'm going to go up a little bit like that. It's starting to look really pretty, you know. It's a contrast between these colors here, so with the greens. So now I'm just gonna throw in some of this over here. Add this pretty blue. So soft and pretty, isn't it? Oh, I love this color. I love all the colors. I mean, there's some in there that are just kind of drab in the Prismacolor box, but for the most part. Oh man, I'm so excited. I just got this new makeup set that's coming in that I'm trying, a makeup palette for my shading, which you're going to see later. Not all makeup works the same, believe it or not. Some, they don't work because they're not pigmented enough, and so it sucks because they don't, doesn't work. And then others do work, so I keep trying different ones, and I'm going to post, you know, which ones I use on each project, because I can actually do, you know, a whole palette and use those colors. So like if you got the palette that I was talking about in there, you can use it for, I have a leaf palette and all kinds of stuff, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so that goes there. So that looks pretty good. Maybe put a little bit in here, just a little bit of the darker in that, so it looks like it's flipping. It's flipping out, man. So see, I mean, it does take a little bit of time. I mean, this took, you know, quite some time just to get that together. But it looks so pretty. I mean, the payoff is just so good. Now I'm going to throw in some, I don't know, what is this color here? I have sap green, and I have that lime peel. I think I'm going to use that lime peel that I was using already, just because I've already, you know, it's got that same feel through in here. And I'm just going to add a little bit to make that leaf, because it is a leaf after all. And I want it kind of green. I don't want a blue leaf, but I'm going to throw in this, apply this green to it. So now it's a bluish green leaf, but it looks like a leaf, right? There we go. Look at that. Love it how a plan comes together. I throw that in there. I wonder if I want a little bit of that yellow that we were using in there. I think I do. I'm going to grab that. The yellow that we were using was a canary yellow that I had, so I'm going to put some of that in there just to highlight it. Pretty. Liking it, liking it. Okay, well, there you go. I wonder if I want to add a little bit of white. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if we add some white on the edges just to bring these colors together. Yeah, that's nice. There's some white in here. I found a really cool, a lot of people have problems coloring with the white, the jelly rolls. I found a really awesome, it's an eyeliner, special kind that will work to make white lines. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys. Actually, I mean, I love using it just for my own sake, but I just love. This is so fun for me just to show you all how I do this. Now, by the way, I'm going to show you a little something else I do here. When you're coloring over this, a lot of times your wax gets over the black lines, and it just sort of takes away from the strikiness of it. So I use a Staedtler permanent marker here, and I use it, it's this very just fine point. You can see that here, it shows in the lid, just a fine point. The reason I use this one instead of a micron or any of the other ones, I always use Staedtler. I don't like microns, but I use this because it sticks to the wax. And when microns and other kind of pencils, every one that I've tried, they whenever I'm trying to use it, the nib gets all clogged up, and it's just bad. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is just go lightly, really thin line, just to bring back the lines that Johanna put in there. Now I usually, when my whole masterpiece is done, I will go over the entire piece, but I just wanted to show you while I was thinking about it how I do that. But you see how it just brings everything back. So see, it just brings, it pops everything back out again instead of having it be so dull. So that was just a little hack I just gave you. Okay. So now I'm going to go and continue through and do all of these leaves. I'm going to put some, maybe more blue in this one like I did down here, maybe more, you know, just spread them out. I'm just going to do these edges, all this one, this one, this one, and this one, and not that one, just these, just so you can see the you know, I mean, I don't need you to follow how I do it because it's kind of a waste of your precious time. So I'm just going to do it and I'll be back when it's done and you can take a look. Hi, all right, so what I did now is I got the leaves done here, and then I did this one over here, all the same way using the same technique with the green colors. Okay, so now if you can see here, I started doing the flowers, so I'm going to show you here how, just an idea for flowers. I mean, there's so many flowers and things, so there's like probably a million different ways you can, different colors you can use, but for this, I'm going to take that hot pink color that we've been using in this piece, and I'm just going to lightly put it on a petal. Just put it on a petal nicely, nice and light, and I leave some white showing and darker everywhere else so that it has like the highlights in the middle. So you just leave the some of the area in the middle white. I don't know if I think it's called throat, I think, I don't know. All right, so just have the dark so that it, you know, gives the color on the sides but not into the middle. Then I use the processed red just like before on the edges, the way we did all the outside stuff. It's all the same. So then we just take that same processed red but just put it on the outside. Darker. Maybe you can go in there. Okay, now I'm going to take some white and put some white, more white in the middle and just blend it out. Soften it up. Okay, now I'm going to make it a little darker, so I'm going to introduce a new color that we haven't used before, which is called mulberry, which is PC995. And I'm going to just put it right on the edges here. I wanted to do something different than the magenta because I wanted it to stand out, because the magenta is all this, you know, in here, and then it'll just blend in too much, which I didn't want. So okay, then we use the same canary yellow, which is what we did in here, which brought out those colors. So I just put that in here, leave room in the middle, and voila, petal. Okay, so now I'm going to finish these. Here, you want me to do another one for you? What the heck? Oh, yeah, like you can answer. All right, so let's color in one more with the hot pink, lightly with the hot pink. I wish you guys were all here. I could have like a coloring party. I'm so lonely. I just sit in here by my little old lonesome. It's fun, don't get me wrong. I completely love it. I enjoy it. It's amazing. But yeah, it would be more fun, I think, if I had a bunch of people together and everybody was coloring together, teaching a class and let everybody follow. I don't know, but I feel like I'm teaching a class right now. I can't wait to see the comments. I'm excited about that. So I put the pink in there. Now I'm going to do that the processed red on the edges, just on the edges, to leave the pink in the middle, because the colors will look different when we put the yellow on top. So we want to keep some of the pink that's there. We don't want to cover it all. We just want to blend it in. feathering it a little bit here so it's not such a harsh line between the two. I'm going to take some white and just soften it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take the yellow and add the magic. The magic happens when you put the yellow in, huh? It's cool, huh? Alright, I think we're going to put a little bit more pink here in the middle, just a little bit. And then let's take that white, drag it up. There we go. Looks a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these petals here, and then I'll come back and teach you more stuff. Hello. Okay, so I'm back here. I did the flowers here, but I do want to show you something. Do you see? I'm going to show you a little hack here. You see here how everything is darker and there's some white highlights and stuff like that. So I want to show you how I did that. Okay, there's a couple of things. Number one is right here you could see, on this I'm going to have to go a little closer. All right, right here you can see that when you're drawing and you're using your colored pencils, there's a haze that forms over the, the black lines, as I believe I showed you before. So the very first thing that we need to do, sorry I have to change my glasses, is to take this Staedtler pen. The Staedtler is the only one that works, I'm telling you. The Micron, they don't work. So just take the pen and you just outline your line. All right, that's a very important thing. Now you see here when I go like this, look at how they pop out. See, it just makes it so much better. Then you just make your little stamens, I think they're called. And then now it looks so much better. A lot of people, I don't know, they just don't think about that. I do, but I am weird, I guess. All right, so I'm going over here and I am taking, and I'm going to show you something so cool. So I'm going to stop here so I can show you. I don't need to, you got the idea of how I outline everything, okay? Now, let me do the same thing here with these little cute little ball-y things, whatever these are. So I'm just gonna, I'm already on a roll, so I might as well just finish the inertia. So I'm gonna, alright, so let's take this and make the circle. Okay, oops, that's alright, you just make it a little bigger. Alright, so now everything is cool. Obviously we still got to do this. I mean, oh, this is so annoying to me. I am such a perfectionist, it's terrible. So anyway, I can just do this all day. Oh, that's right, I do. Alright, so anyway, you got the idea. You just take your pen, and this pen has got such a sharp point on it. The microns are kind of flat tipped and you can't really see where your pen is actually going, but with this one, because it's so long and pointy, you can actually see it. I really love these pens. Believe me, I don't get any money for talking about this. I wish I did. I do not. But I really do love these pens. I don't know, some YouTubers do. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get free ones. Wouldn't that be awesome? Alright, so now what I want to show you is some cool hacks. I told you about how I, where's my pen? I just had it out. Oh, how I use eyeshadow and lipstick and eyeliner and things like that for my shading. Right now it's not on here because I only do that at the end, but I will show you when this piece is finished. So if you just keep following me with this, you'll be able to see how I do that. Now what I'm going to show you here is this pen. This is by Rimmel. Rimmel is a brand. You can get this at Walgreens. That's where I got this one. And this is a 24-hour color precise styliner, and it's white. Look at this. Just look at the tip of that. For those of you that draw, you're going to appreciate this. Let me hold it up against that green. Do you see how sharp and pointy this tip is? Well, this is for makeup, right? And the thing is it is so sharp and it's brushy. So I am going to show you something. So I'm going to put little lines right here. I hope you could see that. It's also good if you want to have a, and you want to make it lighter in areas. I hope this shows up on video, but do you see how I'm bringing out the whites? See that? This pen, and this is so awesome. I could just use this thing. Plus it feels so good. It's just so easy. No more messing with those stupid jelly rolls that don't work. You just see that? Look at that. This is so awesome. So I hope you guys enjoy this little hack. I'm going to put a link down below where you can get these. Because a lot of places, I mean, you might not be able to find it. But I will get a link for you. And I'll make sure I put it down here. But yeah, so you just, I throw in some of these in there. And look at how good that looks. And also when it dries, it blends in. It doesn't dry pure white. If you want it pure white, you do got to put on a couple little coats, because it dries. It'll kind of the brightness of the white will fade away, but that's okay. I like that because I don't really want it to be completely striking. If I do have my Sigma pen, which does work better than the other jelly rolls. But isn't that cool? Thought you would like that little trick and hack. Oh, and then you can also put a little highlight in this little area in here. Pretty cool, huh? Yep, I think so too. So, yep, you're welcome for that. Please like and subscribe, and you're going to get all kinds of cool hacks. So, yeah, so it's the same thing here with these. You just add some details. We haven't even put in shading yet. But I just wanted to show you that. It's so fun to use. There's no way that you can do this with those other rolls. And you can flick it up so that it gets a really cool sharp point. You can't do that either with those other things. So you flick them up. Once you start using this, you like seriously won't use anything else. Alright. Okay, so I put a little highlight in there, and pretty. So now you just play and you have fun, and like I say, when you outline these, it makes a big difference. You can already see the difference between these two that don't have it. See, they kind of suck. So when you go like, I'm going to finish this one off here. Look at that. See? It just totally just finishes the, just so it's not so, you know, I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean. My pen is actually running out of ink. I'm going to have to get a new pen. I use these a lot. They do last a long time, but this one just ran out of ink. It does happen, but I got a whole box of them. They're the best. Hopefully you will find out the same thing, how great these are. So I got mine. I get mine on Amazon. I'll put a link at the bottom for you too. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. So now let's go out here a little bit and see what we've got so far. I know you have no idea because I know what's in my head, so I have to get it onto paper, but this here is going to become very deep and vibrant, and the whole thing is just going to start coming to life now. It's starting to in this area, but there's a lot still that needs to be done. So I am going to right now finish these leaves, which are going to be the same. I'm going to do them in that bluish green color right here, which is they're all the same colors, which is great because once you have your colors out, I just leave mine on the side here. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll turn it, but you probably won't be able to see it. But I just leave mine on the side, so the colors that I'm working on are always going to be right here. So that if I'm you know, needing to grab something, I already know what colors I've been working on that were in my palette. So, and then here's where I keep all my mess here. I don't know if I could turn my camera and show you. Probably not. No, I tried, but I'll get used to using my new camera. So, all right. So now I am going to work on this area and be back. Okay, I am back. Now, I wanted to, I think we're going to work on this area, this beautiful little flower in the middle. And the colors that I'm going to use are going to be the same that we've been using throughout this piece. Is going to be processed red. Although I'm going to use, I needed a darker color, and I couldn't find, I was thinking about doing it the same as I did down here in these flowers, but I'm going to bring out another color. Remember how I brought out mulberry, which I'm going to use, but I'm also going to bring out this new one here called Crimson Red, which is PC 9924. This seems to, it deepened it up quite a bit when if you could see here. I went back and did some of these flowers. You may want to on your piece also, or if you like it the way it is, that's fine. But I went through here and I put in a little bit. It just wasn't dark enough or striking enough, and so I decided that I needed a red, and I grabbed this one. So I'm just kind of touching it up here right now, but I want to do that flower now. So yeah, see, I always go back and just keep going back, keep working it until it's you know, something I'm happy with. But so okay, let's get on that. I just get sidetracked. Whether I'm filming or not doesn't matter. All right, so now I am going to start here with the processed red, and what I want to do is I want the light to be coming from this area here and, you know, protruding out. So let's start with doing the processed red, and I'm just gonna lay down some colors. Now you could see how I'm doing a flick. I don't know if you could see that. I'm just flicking it because I wanted to have a the realistic look of you know, all roses and flowers or whatever. They're not all just one solid color. They have lines that go down through them, and you know, veins and flaws. It's like when I color my gems, I got to put in the cracks, you know, in the gems and all that kind of thing. It's kind of the same kind of thing. But if you could see, I'm just flicking. I'm just flicking it down, just to get the little line effect here. And then I'm going to come up in here and I'm going to do my normal kind of shading. Get it shaded in here. Then go back and around. But I want to leave this main area up here kind of the white, because I want the glow to come from this area. So you could darken it through here, and now we got the little flickers. So alright, so I'm just gonna continue this. Right. Okay, that looks good. You can, I think, hopefully you can start seeing the effect. So I'm just going to go through and continue this. Same exact technique. Okay, get that in here. Blend this in a little bit. So, okay. Now I'm going to add that crimson red, I think, that I was talking about, because I can't get that darkness that I want in here to get that effect. So I'm going to grab that crimson red now, crimson red right here, and I'm going to just start putting it the base here, and then let's move up. Okay, so we are back again, and I just put the crimson red in and just deepened everything out a little bit. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this Spanish orange, which is PC1003. This is another new one I'm introducing. Instead of using the yellow that we've been using on this, I'm going to make it just so it stands out, and not so that it's a little bit different, you know what I mean? So I'm going to now just the way we've been doing that process all along before. Just on the edges, just to get that really rich, deep look. Okay. Put a little in here so it has a glowing effect. So anyway, now I think what we need to do here, we're at the point where we need to do this area here, and I'm going to keep in line with this because this will bring all of that towards the middle. You see here with the blue and the green flowers that we did down here, so I want to put that up here. I think that that would kind of tie everything, this is funny, together. Okay, back for more awesomeness. So now everything's coming along really, really nice. I think I'm going to work on this little guy here, right here now. I think let's start on the scales real quick, and let's see what we're going to do here. Sorry, but I do got to sharpen my pencil. All right, so actually I'm going to just sharpen them all while I'm here. Now, what we're going to do is let's do the ends in that canary yellow, bit apple green. Let's try some apple green. And let's put some apple green in here. Not dark enough. I'm going to use a little. This is good for graduated color, but I like contrast. So let's try, how about a Prussian green that we've been using. Let's try the Prussian green. All right, so let's take this, the denim blue that I have. You know, when I use my colors when I'm drawing, I always leave them over to my left. I don't know why, it's just a habit. And that way, if I've used everything I've used as I'm coloring, I just keep out and I keep it away from my other colors. So I know like what I've used before, and I have used this denim blue, so I know it's already in there. So let's try that. So let's just start by doing his little head here. So I'm gonna just Hello. Okay, it's morning here now, so it's a new day, new fresh day. I did all the blue on the little birdie. Now I want to darken the inside edges here, so I'm just going to use a black, just a plain black. And I'm going to go into the area here and just darken these. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the a new color, lavender, I'm going to introduce. It's PC 934. We haven't used this one before, but I thought that this one might be a good for the belly. So I'm taking little strokes, kind of like little lines, like little, just thinking of them as like little feathers. So I'm not filling the whole thing in, as you can see. I'm just putting in lines. I want a texture. I don't want it to be solid. So I'll put a little texture in here of this color. I can always go back and add it if I want to. I haven't practiced this part yet. I just thought that would be a good color. Okay, now I'm going to take this color, which is lilac, PC 956, and do the same thing, only lower down. Where my shading comes in. So yeah, just bring it up and down like this, down to the bottom. Okay, that's good. Okay. In here I'll go just so that it comes up. Alright, then I'm going to take this color, which we have used before, which is mulberry, PC 995, and the same thing, only a little bit lower down. Okay, back again. So now what I'm going to do is this little guy right here. So I took out this one here that we've been using, which is the Deco Yellow that we used before, which was the PC 1011. And I'm going to start by doing this area nice and light, bringing it down like so. A chartreuse, which was the PC 989. Okay, so I continue to do the chartreuse through the little birdie. Now I am going to start, let's see, I have apple green and Prussian green, which is PC 109 for Prussian and PC 912 for the apple green. And I'm not sure if I want to go dark into light, or actually I'll just take the apple green. So let's take the apple green and put the apple green in that same technique, just bringing it down. Okay, so now I did the apple green. Now let's do the Prussian green. Hi. Okay, so I'm back. I tried a little bit of this here while I was off camera to see if I liked it, and I do. So I'm going to, if you see here, the little tips, I just gave it a little bit of a shimmer on the end of the tip, and I grabbed a henna, which is PC 1031, and then a PC 943, which is a burnt ochre. Ochre, whatever. All right, so all I did is I just did the tips by my normal flicking, I don't know what else to call it, a little flicking method, right? I guess that's what you call it, that's what I'm doing. Alright, okay, so I went through and I did all the ends of the wings with the two colors that I told you about. Now I think what I'm going to do here, I started doing that in this little area, so I grabbed the burnt ochre, which is the lighter one. The light, where you have darker at the top and then go down a little angle and then get smaller and then maybe go under a little bit to give it that overcast shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to use that the burnt ochre that we were using before. Now I'm going to add that other one again, which was the one we were working with before, which is the henna PC 1031, and I'm going to do the same thing. The beak. So let's take that indigo blue again that we used on Okay, back. So now I outlined the bird, so he looks good, or she, whichever. Now let's work on this flower. And I think I was going to maybe use this color, you know, here, up here, but then I thought I would rather just break it up. So I'm going to do it in a blue. We're going to do it a blue flower. So I'm going to start here, taking out the cloud blue, which is PC 1023. And I am going to do the lighter sections of it, really light. This is where that throat is. So I'm going to put that there. If you leave it too starky white, then it, I don't know, it doesn't look real. It just looks illustration-ish. Okay, now I'm going to take the non-photo blue, and I'm going to put it lightly. So I took the cloud blue and we put it here in the middle of this throat area, which is already there. Then I'm going to take this non-photo blue, go around the edges. Okay. Go around the edges. Okay. Cerulean blue, so we will use this cerulean blue. So, all right, let's just continue there. That looks good. Okay, then I take the denim blue and Hi, okay, I'm back, and what I wanted to do is say, okay, this is show you something here. This picture here is all finished, done, and completed, and I think it's pretty beautiful, but that's, you know, biased opinion. But the background of this picture to me is just all white, and I wanted to have a you know, some sort of a background on it. So what I want to show you here is something cool, because if you try to make a watercolor, it'll ruin your paper in the back, and I don't want to ruin my paper and have it all crinkly and stuff. So what I did is I bought this really cute this is an eyeshadow palette, and I've tried all different kinds of eyeshadow palettes, believe me, and this one here, you need to get this if you want to do this. This is the first edition. It's a 120 color eyeshadow palette, and it's by BH Cosmetics. I'm going to put a link for it underneath this video, okay? So let me show you here an idea of how I do this. So let's say this has got, I want to put some pinks because we used a lot of the pinks in this picture, but what I do is I just take my finger, it's like finger painting. I just take my finger on, let's say, this pink, and I put a bunch of different colors on here. So, and fingers work the best, and you just lightly just start like finger painting. Just place it on there. You see that? It's already shading, and it's like instant shade. So easy to get that background like that. And it's fun too. It's, I don't know, it's really relaxing. So then maybe I'll grab a different color pink, and then I'll put another darker color pink right here. Okay? And then, you know, I can always darken it and lighter, just like regular makeup, or just like when we're shading. It's the same thing. I have 5 fingers, but I only use 4 of them for this. And I will, let's say I want to put in a, I don't know, let's grab a blue. So I will just put it on my finger like so, and I'll just grab this one. And then I'll vary the colors throughout, and I'll try to pick colors that I've used in the picture. So this is kind of a bluish green, which I did use in there. So, and then I just continue. I just grab maybe a different kind of a pink to bring that in, and I go sideways, up and down, however, which way. And I just keep blending and messing around until it is absolutely perfect. And the background comes out so cool. Maybe I'll throw in some purple over here. Put in some purple. And so that is how you get a very cool background. So I am just going to continue this, and you'll see how it looks when it's done. You know, you can also shade your picture with some of this too. You can put some and on maybe a little brush, and you could deepen up your shades in on your coloring book with it. So, but like I say, all eyeshadows aren't the same. I mean, you can buy the really expensive ones, which I've tried thinking, oh, well, maybe the really expensive ones will work better. Not necessarily the case. It really doesn't. I just think this palette is the best for the money. You know, the 100. I mean, they have some like at Walgreens or Target, and you can have fun. So now every time you go to a makeup aisle, you'll just never look at it the same way again. You're gonna say, "Oh, I wonder if I can use this in my picture." That's what happens to me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's such an awesome color. I'm gonna try it." Sometimes I'll even create a picture just because I found a really cool, awesome color for the background, and then I want to use it. I've actually made pictures just with eyeshadow only. I mean, you know, if I want to make if it's kind of pale, so you know the color is pale. It's not really vibrant. Although there's a new palette that I just ordered that I'm waiting to come. It is kind of pricey. It's like $25–30 for all the colors, but this is really vibrant. People that do fantasy eye makeup, they use that, and I saw that, I'm like, oh, I gotta try it. I mean, really, really bright, vibrant yellows and, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue, and then I'll show you how it looks like when it's all done. Because it is an active lift. It does take a while because you have to constantly, you know, keep going over and trying different, you know, using different colors, different you know, if you want it thicker in one spot, and then you can step back away and look at it and say, oh, maybe I want to add a little bit more here, a little bit more there, some more blues in here, some more greens. So like over in here, maybe you just want this just to be a really bright yellow, right? So you just put some yellow in here, grab the yellow, see, grab the yellow, and maybe just put a bunch of yellowish green. This is actually yellowish green. And then maybe you just want that right here to bring that around. And you just play with it until then you use your makeup brush, and you know, it's makeup after all. So you grab your makeup brush and you feather it in. And then in here I can already see I need to work on it. So I will do that. I will just keep working. And just keep working until I'm satisfied with the colors. I'm going to put some yellow in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it looks now when it's finished. And I also want to show you something else. There it is. I don't know how good this picks it up, but I'm going to show you something with this is your handy dandy beauty blender that you use when you're doing your makeup. And this is how I finish it, is I take the beauty blender and I just go over the whole thing with my beauty blender and lighten up where I think it's too dark. And you can see, I mean, it just, I don't know, like I say, I don't know how this comes out on camera, but it takes off all the excess, here, let's see if I can get closer if you can see it or not. Oh, if you can. Yeah, it doesn't, I'm looking in my little view screen and I don't know how if I could see it, but it takes off any of the excess powder that's there, and plus it kind of polishes it, rubs it, blends it a little bit more in. But it does definitely takes off more of it, and that way you can blend it like so, and voila, done. Pretty, huh? So I hope that you enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe, because I am new at making videos and I really do want to be encouraged to making more, and I want to show my artwork because it's so fun for me to do. So I'm just going to kind of scan through here so you could see the finished product. And you know, I showed you how to do it, and there's no reason you can't do it too. You know, I'm going to do another one now. I'm actually going to be making my own coloring book and coloring the pictures in it, so I will be showing you that as well. But I'm going to now go on to my next piece and create another video, another tutorial. So thank you so much for watching, and please, like I say, like and subscribe and follow me and comment. Thanks. Bye-bye.